Welcome. Management Information Systems. Problem 9. This is a part of the e-learning session for C352 Management Information Systems. Today, we will cover the use of information systems for the competitive advantage of an organization. We will discuss and look at Michael Porter's strategies and value chain, and apply it to the Q-Phone problem statement that you have for problem 9. As you would have read from your problem 9, today's scenario is about Q-Phone, a Singapore-based company that has produced a new mobile device that competes in the mobile device and smartphone space. This e-learning session will bring us through the steps on how we can solve Q-Phone challenges. You would need to learn this and then apply what you have learned into your problem 9 worksheet. These are the learning outcomes and the approach to our problem. Read the slide and understand what the objectives are. In this problem, we are covering two areas of Michael Porter's work, and applying it to information technology. Michael Porter is one of the leading thinkers in the areas of corporate strategy and business management. He is currently the professor of the Harvard Business School, and director of Harvard's Institute for Strategy and Competitiveness. The two areas we will cover are competitive advantage and the value chain model. We will visit the value chain model in the later sections. First, let's begin by talking about Porter's competitive advantage and strategies here. Porter's generic strategy is divided into two parts. One that looks at the total market and one that looks at the niche market. On the top half of the diagram, the cost leadership strategy is about being the producer with the lowest costs in a market. The benefits of this strategy can be realized in two ways. Firstly, producing at lower cost and therefore being able to sell at a lower price, allows the producer to capture market share from competitors. Secondly, producing at lower cost, and selling at the same market price means earning a higher margin and higher profit than the competitors. The differentiation strategy creates competitive advantage by producing a product or service that is of greater value to the customer than competing products. The creation of this extra value could allow you to demand higher prices for your product. For example, a phone that has one more cameras than your competitors is a form differentiation strategy. The focus strategy at the lower half of the diagram is for niche market. Strategies like cost focus and differentiation focus creates competitive advantage by concentrating on a segment of customers within the total market and serving them better. Focus strategy tasks could be knowing your customers better than your competitors do, or building a better two-way relationship with your customers and suppliers. The next slide will show the more examples of the strategies and how it is applied in the IT areas. look at how IT strategies can be used to the competitive advantage of a company. The first strategy involves lowering the cost. This is adopting a cost leadership strategy. The second example uses a differentiation strategy. In the third example, innovation strategy is used. Note that while differentiation attempts to make a product or services better, innovation involves using IT to develop new product and services. The fourth example uses IT to promote growth and integration within the company. This is a growth strategy. Finally, seeking alliances with business partners and customers is adopting an alliance strategy. This is an example of taking a differentiation-focused competitive advantage, the lower right quadrant of previous slide. This is a quick self-check of your learning. Choose the correct answer. Choose or drag and match the types to the description of the strategy. By now, you would have learned about Porter's strategic advantages and how IT can play an important role in it. You should also see that we can use information technology or information systems as a strategy to give an organization competitive advantages over its competitors. Be it to lower cost, to innovate or to improve customer services. In later sections, we will explore another model from Porter, the value chain model. The term value chain was used by Michael Porter in his book Competitive Advantage, Creating and Sustaining Superior Performance, 1985. The value chain analysis describes the activities the organization performs and links them to the organization's competitive position. Value chain analysis describes the activities within and around an organization, and relates them to an analysis of the competitive strength of the organization. Therefore, it evaluates which value each particular activity adds to the organization's products or services. This idea was built upon the insight that an organization is more than a random compilation of machinery, equipment, people and money. Only if these things are arranged into systems and systematic activates it will become possible to produce something for which customers are willing to pay a price. Porter argues that the ability to perform particular activities and to manage the linkages between these activities is a source of competitive advantage. Porter distinguishes between primary activities and support activities. Primary activities are directly concerned with the creation or delivery of a product or service. They can be grouped into 5 main areas: inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. Each of these primary activities is linked to support activities which help to improve their effectiveness or efficiency. There are 4 main areas of support activities: procurement, technology development, including R&D, human resource management, and infrastructure, systems for planning, finance, quality, information management, etc. Example primary activities include inbound logistics, obtaining raw materials, operations, creating the product, outbound logistics, shipping the product, and marketing, sales, and service, selling the product. Support activities are value chain activities that an organization conducts to support the creation of business value. In studying the value chain of an organization, we may focus on a single activity or an interface between one stage of the value chain to another or any one of the support activities. An organization's value chain is the sum of its primary and support activities working together to create business value. Note that the value chain is also another way to view the organization as a system. It is an IPOS model but in much more detail about the internal workings within a company. Using value chain model to study a product's or services value chain, an organization can identify ways to create additional value and assess whether it has the means to do so. This is a quick self-check of your learning. Choose the correct answer. This is the second self-check of your learning. Choose the correct answer. Let's now look at what competitive strategies QPhone can do to lower cost and do things better or do things differently. Let's look at the strategies that we can recommend for QPhone to better compete. For being a late entry into the market, we can suggest a cost leadership strategy. That is, to lower the cost of their business and production such that it can either earn a higher margin or to sell their road warriors at a lower price than the competitors. On the challenges of having low market awareness and immature distribution channels, QPhone look towards forming an alliance strategy with the customers and with the suppliers. In subsequent sections, we will go into more details about such strategies. In particular, we will look at how we want to implement these strategies with the help of information technology. After looking at what generic strategies QPhone can take, we now look at how to apply the value chain model to QPhone. We first look and identify the primary and supporting activities involved. Look at the activities listed here. This slide is given in your problem statement. It shows the processes of QPhone manufacturing process. Let's map the model to QPhone. Here are some ways which we can help the company do better. Let us start with inbound logistics. Here we use JIT manufacturing systems to connect to supplier systems directly. Use internet to gather customer orders and send to partners' system directly. This reduces the need and for forecasting. In addition, we can outsource inbound and outbound logistics to UPS FedEx to reduce costs. We next look at the operations. Here we can suggest outsourcing the manufacturing or some of the manufacturing activities to contract manufacturers. Moving on, we can use e-enabled sales and marketing systems. Here we not only computerize the ordering systems, we ensure the system is internet and intranet enabled. What you see so far are solutions and proposals that are enabled by information technology and the internet. In this slide, we will elaborate on the use of JIT manufacturing systems to connect to suppliers. This was the first suggested IT-based solution used in the value chain analysis of the previous slide. The 5 business processes shows the creation of customers' order to the fulfillment of the order. Here are the areas which we can use IT to support the business process. First, use e-commerce technologies for customers' order, gather customer orders and send this straight to the partner's system. We can then use JIT manufacturing systems to connect to suppliers so that QPhone and its manufacturers can instantly view order information and ship parts. Outsource of outbound logistics to external parties will help reduce the shipment costs of phones. And finally, using e-commerce and CRM for customers' purchase, payment and customer management. In this and the next few slides, we will elaborate on how information systems can be used within the organization. In particular, we'll look at how SCM and CRM are integrated into an organization's value chain. Remember the definition of a value chain. It is a series of activities that includes inbound logistics, warehouse and storage. Please recall problem 6. In problem 6, we learned how SCM, Supply Chain Management System, determines the management of supplies and shipment to meet customers' demand. Also, recall that in problem 6, we learned how CRM, Customer Relationship Management System, help companies manage all aspects of customer encounters. From servicing customers to getting customer feedback to help design new products and services. The various ways in which SCM and CRM are used in the value chain are best described in the next slide. This slide shows the activities and the value chain of a typical manufacturing company. Managing raw materials, inbound logistics, and warehouse and storage facilities is called upstream management. Managing finished product storage, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and customer service is called downstream management. Can you see how CRM and SCM support the different areas of upstream and downstream value chain management? For example, using the inbound logistic tracking systems module in a SCM and servicing customers' inquiries in a CRM system. In summary, we can see here how SCM and CRM systems help to develop customer and supplier intimacy for QPhone. This is a form of differentiation-focused competitive advantage described in Porter's generic strategies model. Using SCM, CRM and other collaborative applications is using IT for competitive advantage. It would even be better if the SCM and CRM are part of an ERP system, Enterprise Resource Planning System. The integration of standard processes and centralized management of data would be an even stronger value add to the value chain of the organization. In summary, these are some of the benefits to an integrated value chain systems. Enhanced distribution channels. Reduced inventory levels. Ability to match supply to demand. Speed product time to market. Reduced supply chain costs, increased profitability. Improved market awareness. In summary, value chain is one of the useful methods to assess competitiveness of an organization. The value chain model is used to identify areas to create more value internally by leveraging on IT. QPhone should examine their business processes and leverage information systems to gain competitive advantage over their competitors.